Shabbat Shalom, my people, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. The message, the Parashat that we're going to discuss about this morning, the Parashat is called Parashat Lekleha, which means to send forth. Moshe Rabbeinu sent forth men, and these men are not just ordinary men. These are distinguished. The Torah said these are distinguished men. You know, the Torah can be what? Can summarize things if you want. But the Torah did not summarize in this case. The Torah explained and gave us their name one by one. For us to understand and for us to know that these are not common men. These are men of intellect, men of power, men of influence. Right? Yesterday night, my children, one of my child, was it Eliana or Jade or Ramiel that was saying when we were discussing about the Parashat. It talks about, I think it was Eliana, about influencing others. Right? It is extremely important because your life influences people. Because all of us are stars in one area of our life or the other. At home, at work, your life, your children learn not from what you tell them, but what they see in your life. And what they learn. And that is it. You can say thousands of things. They don't care. Because you say one thing, but you do another thing. Your children copy what you do. Exactly. So this is what I want us to understand this morning. So we influence others. We influence our children. And so, for example, those people in the Hollywood, those superstars, they call themselves superstars in musicians and so on. So if they do what is right, I'm telling you, the world won't be like this. When they go perform and they're half naked, everybody follow because they call them my idols, no? They follow them, right? When you see on the road, I was in the metro, I see a mama and the girl, like this, and the mama in the metro is half naked. And what do you say that the baby we see? The baby will come out? Of course not. Because my mama is half naked. Me too. That is what they see as they grow up and they become like that. And then you wonder why the society is upside down. Because we do exactly what our parents does. So I just have a small story for us this morning, and I hope this will give us a deep understanding of the perspective of these spies. The scout. Which one are you? That's the topic of the parasha of this morning. The scout, meaning the spies. All of us are spies. So it depends on what kind of spies are you. We are all spies. What kind are you? The positive one or the negative one? You decide. Which one are you? But you have to understand, I am a spy for the living God. Which type? Which one? Okay? Practicing of spying or of using spies is typically conducted by the government agency employed to gather intelligence on domestic and foreign activities, as well as friendly or unfriendly government. Okay? People should keep in mind that the spies business is usually a two-way street, meaning just as one individual is attempting to gather information on someone, that individual may be also gathering information on the first individual simultaneously. It goes two ways, okay? If you are old enough, as you know, if some of us, here, that know there is a show on TV that is called Get Smart. I don't know if you watch that show, Get Smart. All right, in those days, right? I know that you can recall in that television show that there is a two spy organization. One that is called Control and the other one that is called Chaos. Right? So you can understand that the show comically depicts the political climate of its time during the Cold War between the United States and the former Soviet Union. These two spies organizations are constantly spying on each other. This holds true in the real world as well. And even though I will even introduce the third partner again, because now we also have what is called personal spies. Let's say, for example, I don't trust my husband. You can go and get private investigator or private spies to begin to spy on your husband. How many women she spoke to at work? How many women she smiled at? Then come and report back to you, and then you deal with you at home. Or the other way round, right? The man takes his private investigator also to spy upon the wife, right? So this is a government business to gather information, to know who is the foe and who is the who is the friend, who is the enemy, and who is the what? The one that loves us. It's normal. In any country under the sun that said, oh, we don't hate anybody, know that is a banana republic. Everybody has secrets in one way. Every country has its own personal secret, because your secret is your what? Advantage, your competitive advantage over the other country. Maybe technologically, maybe naturally, the riches that you have in your land, that you don't want people to come and invade you and take it over and use it for their own benefit. There are all kinds of advantages that each country hold for their own benefit. And so therefore, when it comes to competition and discussion on deal, they can say, okay, I have this, you have this, you give me this, me, I give you this. So we can exchange and become friends, and do something better. But if I want to know that somebody is planning some bad thing against my country, against my people, they are okay, I know how to do what? To compete or against them. So that is the idea of spying, because spying is a big business and it is good for the country, and for individual and for the community. Now, just to remember, there was another time too here where from the other side of a community, just to say, they called me and they said, okay, I want to come and to see our community. So 2 of them came, spies, here. They came to come and see what we do and what we believe in. I know they went back and give their report. And then I received a call, from one of their top men there. And the man said, which one are you? And I asked him, I said, which one are you? I said, because a Jew answer a question with a question. I said, which one are you? Then he was saying, but you, everything you do is like us, right? But you believe that Yeshua is what is the Messiah. I said, so what is bad about that? Then he said, because I don't want to go into it. Then me I asked him a question. The man that you say is your Messiah too, is he not a man? Then he said, I'll call you back. He never called back. He never called back. So understanding, you say, don't impose your own idea upon me. Me, I will never impose my own idea upon you. The most important thing is that we all know the Lord our God, the Lord is one. I don't believe in a human God. The Holy One is not a human. Moshe told us that explicitly. It's not a flesh and blood. It's not human being. It's energy, it's power. So therefore, just to say that everybody spy on everybody. However, I go out into the world, whether it is to go shopping or sporting events with my children or some type of recreational activities, I always bring my spying glasses with me. Because I have my spying glasses. This glass is a spying glasses. I put in my eye so that because I call it spying glass because I can see well. Without it, everybody's too to me. So when I put it on like this, it's more what? It's more clear to me. So I can see that I can see people very, very well. Call me neurotic or paranoid, but whenever I enter a restaurant or any unfamiliar room or places, I always sit facing the entrance because I hate having my back the door. I don't like that at all, absolutely. In a sense, I spy out those who enter simultaneously, surveying my surroundings, helping me to feel more safe in the new unknown environment. Whether this is truly effective or not, I hope never to find out. Realistically, I am not only looking at everyone else, but I am aware that everyone else is also looking at me. Some probably all of this reason, putting aside a strange room and setting scenario, I face a constant eyeing from people who question whether I am Hebrew or are you Arabic. I tell you, when I was going out to my workplace, my boss gave my name to the person I'm going to see, to the another high-ranking man that I'm going to see, the surgeon I'm going to see. He said that we arranged the time, okay, to meet at the place. So I was there at the time at least 45 minutes before. I was just sitting there. That's where I do my thing. My wife will complain. Why do you like going to your place and anywhere you want to go, you go 1 hour ahead? You want to be sleeping there or what? You need to go. I said, I prefer staying there because when I go early, I rearrange my mind. Start to study the surrounding or to understanding what is going on. So anyway, to cut the whole story short, I was sitting down there and the man was holding a small book and my name was there on top of it. And I see the man like 200 times passing. I didn't know he's the man. Right? So me, I was waiting for the man. I said, he's looking for Yitzhak Abraham. He's looking for a white man. Because Yitzhak Abraham is a white man. Because a Jew, to him, is a white man. He was looking everybody. Then he called my boss. Then my boss called me. He said, where are you? I said, I am sitting down in the front of the gate for the past 45 minutes and this man is nowhere to be found. He said, oh. The man said, he is right in the front. I said, no, I am here in the front. He said, did you go to another hospital? I said, this is the address you gave me, and I am right here in the front. Then the man, he said, he called the man, the guy is there. Then I was worried. Then he said, I couldn't find him. Then he said, he's a black man. Then the guy came, hey, mister, are you Giza? I said, yes, I'm Giza. He said, oh, I am sorry. I've been looking at you so going here and there, but I didn't know. He said, I thought you were a white man. I look at him and say, my God. In his head, Isaac Abraham as a Jew. He said, because I know this is a Hebrew name, but for me, I thought you're a white man. So I was looking for a white man here, so I was just, I said, I saw you like 5 times. But I didn't know that, you are, he said, I'm sorry for my ignorance. He was telling me. I said, don't be sorry. I said, people think like that. That because my name is like this, I'm a white man. And this is stupidity, I said, he's a senior ranking military officer, right? High ranking. Oh, a colonel. I said, sir, don't be sorry about that. He said, now you taught me a lesson. I won't be ignorant anymore. So that is the idea. People, so when you go to a place, understanding the situation is very, very important. When I go out, Abba can bear me a witness too. When you go to a room where there's a person, especially a mental institution, always know where the exit is. Because the person that you are going to discuss with might chat in a second. You don't back your face, your back to the door. You know that you have an easy access to exit and lock the door. That is the idea. So when I go to any place, I always like to make my own research, understanding the situation of that place. So being a rabbi is still very, very interesting. But for them to look at you, you don't look like a Jew, and how can you be a rabbi? Because in their head, a rabbi is a white man also. Most time when I am out, I try avoiding the questioning eyes about religion because I dislike religion. I don't like it. I told us many times. I believe in what Kalman says. I always say that religion is the opioid of the people. God does not give us religion, He gives us faith. The faith of our fathers. Okay? Typically, most often, I'm asked the obvious question about my kippah, yarmulke, and my tzitzis because I take them to work. Anytime I go to work, I take them along with me. For me, it's my identity. It's very close to me, to my heart, right? This questioner even openly wonder if I always wear them. The range of questions knows no boundary at all. It covers topics like Israel as a country, spiritual Israel, Zionism. It covers people like Talmud, Zohar, and so on and so forth. Our laws, and even the location of our synagogue. I tell them everything most of the time. The worst is when the questioner innocently begins speaking of Judaism and then turn the question into a nasty, distraught, ridiculing my faith. I hate that. I don't like that, Finally, trying to expose his own religion upon me. If somebody want to convert a rabbi, then maybe, I don't know what the person smoke. maybe I spoke something before he comes to work in the morning, right? So anyway, so let us know that recently I was asked an unusual question by a person at work. They asked me, "Are you a rabbi?" I quickly ran through a mental analysis of my time, my patient, and desire regarding whether to answer this person affirmatively or not, because it might be a joke, it might be a trap, so you need to think very, very quick. So the quick instant evaluation led me to say, yes, I am a rabbi. Okay. He then took a deep breath, waiting for the next question or statement to roll out concerning me and my faith. I was thinking, okay, what is he going to say now? Because that I need to think like a super computer, because they always ask me such a question at the place of work. Now, knowing that I was a rabbi, this person now calmly asked me a very question that I never, ever, ever expect from nowhere. I'm telling you. The guy said, "Rabbi, please, teach me something new. Teach me something." I was completely caught off guard, because I thought he was going to talk about religion, talk about the fight, what is going on in Israel and among our neighbors. That was what my mind was. But this was just like, I never know that, because the guy, I don't want to mention the religion that is, was just like, I thought it would be like a confrontational something, but it was different, absolutely different. But when I regained my composure, I calmly quoted the famous verse in Vayikra regarding loving your neighbor as yourself. When a spy is caught by another spy, he must always be prepared in advance with answers that he intends to divulge to the other side. You always have to always be prepared, because knowing yourself as his good word, the good spies. Not the chaos one, not the one that creates chaos, but the good one. So you must always be prepared to give an answer to anyone that with respect, with openness, with love. Because the way you speak at work, people notice them, and they come and say, "You don't speak like the others. What kind of person are you?" Or at work, you don't react like other people react, because when people are under stress, you never stress. I say, "No, I never stress." "Why don't you stress? Are you a human being?" I say, "Because I sing, I praise God every day in my heart when I'm doing my stuff." They say, "Watch God." I say, "Hey, I sing in my heart and I concentrate." It doesn't make sense to them. Can you teach me? People think, people look at you, people understand what you do every day. So, now, it was such a refreshing encounter for me, let alone when a non-Jew is asking you, a non-Israelite is asking you such a question. For the record, many of the interactions I encounter regarding the topic of learning with my fellow Israelites, with my fellow people, even though here, right? Because my people here, they've eaten the bone of their forefathers. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's a good thing. And this is what my people always tell me here. Why do we need to do this or to do that? Why can't we do this or why can't we do that? It's a good thing to ask questions. Don't get me wrong. It's good to. My people here always bombard me with questions. My people here never tell me, "Rabbi, teach me something new." My people, so an Israelite is an Israelite. You can't take that from us. We are always like that, because we always think that, okay, since we are in the loins of our fathers, we never change. I'm telling you, we always want to know before we do things, and which is normal, is good. It shows you that you are not a robot, that you're a human being, that you have knowledge. Not like other religions say you must do, then you no. We don't have to do. We have to ask questions. We have to know what I'm doing. I don't just jump into a pit what I don't know. Because I learned that from my forefathers. It is good things. But don't let us be turning into a negative stubbornness. The positive stubbornness that saves us as a people, as a race. I don't use the word race, but as a people, right? That positive stubbornness should continue in us. Because if not because of this positive stubbornness, that we are what? We are the people of God. We will not convert to any religion. Why should I convert to any religion that I don't know? The religion, the faith that my Father has given me, I continue in that path. That's positive stubbornness is good for us. Because if we have converted and converted to any other religion, the Torah will have been lost, right? But we stand firm, even though in spite of persecution, destruction, in spite of all kind of bad things have done to our people, we stand firm. We will not change. That is a positive stubbornness. It's good. So we should continue in that path. All right. So rare is the time when someone approached me and asked me, saying, "Rabbi, please teach me something new. Teach me just something." This was a refreshing look at how other people take things. I felt this person's sincerity and desire to learn. This, heaven forbid, does not discount my people here. No, for asking me questions of why and what, because most often they are coming from a good place, from a good heart. My people here. But when you guys ask me, why do I need to do this? What can I do this? What? I understand. Because they want to learn. Also, they want to grow. They want to understand, which is good. I started to think of another angle of why this question was different. The answer falls in with the names of the spy agency of the one that gets smart, which is the good one, the control one, which is the good one, and the chaos one, which is the bad one. This name represents, for me, the core principle in Judaism. The Torah was given to control us, our life, in a positive way. Okay? To better our life. Why the Yeserah was created to challenge the Torah and to create chaos. Looking at it from the perspective of the control and the chaos, the story. Okay, the good spies and the bad spies. Understand? So the Torah is the good spy, and we are the student of the Torah. And so the Torah is given to us to better our life, to be a control. So when Torah takes control of your life, it makes your life better, positive, good. Moshe said, Torah shall be your wisdom in the sight of the world. That the people will see you different. You are not like them. It is going to be you are going to be a person, a people of design, with men, women of great intellect. That is what the Torah does for its people. Is to control, to make it nice, perfect, to make it to bring you up from the animalistic level to the base level, higher level, not the animalistic level, right? To remove you from that chaotic way of life, that your negativities in your heart that always put you down. Remove it, elevate you to the level of righteousness. So, but what Yetzirah, the evil inclination, is also created to do what? To disturb you in reaching that level. So it is you who have to put this in your consciousness. Okay, this thing is created to disturb me, and this one is given to me to better my life. Which one do I choose between both of them? The Torah says, I've given you two ways. The good one, and the other one. Decide. You choose yourself. I will not choose for you. You decide which one you are going to shoot. But on the last day, you will say, somebody forced me. No, you choose yourself. So those men that did what? That came back with a negative report. Did they did that intentionally? Did they did that just because of one thing or the other? Or did they actually say the truth, what they saw? They should understand as a politicians, right? Because they're politicians. Because they're the leaders of the people. As a politician, you have to understand that your word carry what? Carries weight. What you say carry weight. Because what those men up there, what they see, you won't believe it. We most of us, we sleep and snore and wake up in the morning, everything is good. What the Prime Minister is thinking in his head is how to keep the country one. how to make sure that there is no problem in the country, how there is no uprising in the country, that how the people will eat and survive, how the people will get jobs. It's immense, and it doesn't even sleep. But when you are just relaxing, you sleep. If the prime minister come tomorrow and say, hey, and say any word that can cause uproar in the country will be in a mess. So they try to give message not from the negative point, but on the positive point. That is the idea. Those men, they came back, they gave their report. It is true, that is what they saw. They gave it, but they are giving their report from the negative point. And knowing that they are leaders, that whatever they say can cause what? Uproar in the community. And then there was uproar in the community. We need to understand, they didn't lie, no. But from my own also perspective that I have seen, that this idea of narrative control. Because as you told us in Talmud, saying, actually, Korah paid them off. To do what? To say what they have to say. Because if you look at it from one perspective, how can 10 people say the same thing? Because if I interview you, you have to tell me something. Maybe there might be something like the statement shouldn't be the same. There should be something like differences, nuances, because 10 people can't just come and say, conclude and say the same thing. When in the Western news, how do you know which one is a fake news? As Trump said, fake news. Fake news? How do you distinguish a fake news? A fake news, for you to, it's very easy to distinguish, my people. I'm telling you. When CNN, CNBC, CBS, BBC, also BBC, what CCC that they are, if they all say the same thing, it's a lie. I'm telling you, if they all combine together, all of them say the same, the idea is to bombard your head with the same information. Because they've already planned it out in their boardroom. That is completely a lie. Don't believe it. But when they give you different perspective, the news is different here, because this one has to say his own perspective, has to say his own perspective. So when they say, okay, you can be able to choose. But when all of them say the same thing, because it's like a gang fight. 200 gangs is fighting only one person. They gang up against the truth. That is the idea. The one person is the truth. And why all these 200 news agencies ganged up against it. So we need to, it's very easy to understand. When they all spread you the same thing, it's garbage. Just don't listen to it. It doesn't make sense. So that is what I want us to understand here. So it is interesting to know that both types are referred to as spies. It doesn't matter. Though there is certainly a much harder word for the latter, which is Yesera in the official papers. Surely enough, we tend to sympathize with the first conventional noble group and may even want to join their line, which is the one of control, the Torah. In fact, in this week's Torah portion, Shlach, we find Moshe sending out 12 equal spies. Yet, most commentaries see them after the fact as 10 bad spies and 2 good spies on their return. Most Mefoshim, which means most commentators, give a bad report on the 10 spies. But there are some who find merit in their word and action. One such person is Tzvi Israel, is one of our rabbis. And one of our rabbis of the Talmud is commenting on the opening verse in Parashat Bamidbar in chapter 13, verse 2. He said, Moses sent out one spy per tribe, and in it you can see the description of these men. That these men are men of immense power. These men are men of immense understanding. These men are men of intense Torah study. They know what they are doing. But they were not just common men. They were not just stupid men. They were wise men. So we need to give them the credit that belongs to them. But what goes wrong? Why all this? The purpose and benefit of sending spies was to create the impression that it was a challenge to conquer the land, but it was solely due to God that we could capture the land. If spies were not sent, the concern would be that future generation might say that the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, they were very weak, and so therefore we Israelites are very strong. That is why we're able to capture them. Right? That's why we're able to take control of the land. See, conquering the land through the natural means by our own power, ego, man's ego. But Moshe sent them forth for Israel to understand and to see that everything that you own is given to you from above. Nothing is yours. That the land is given to them by the Creator himself. Because naturally, these men, you can defeat them by natural means, by natural power. Because they are giants. They are big men. They are men of knowledge too. I mean, descendants of the Nephilim. The Torah spoke about it specifically. Their knowledge is above yours 10 billion times. Their father is 6,000 years old than your father. Their fathers were there when your father were created. What are you going to tell them? And they follow the genetic code of their father. What are they going to say? Are you wiser than them? No. Are you stronger than them? No. Are you knowledgeable than them? No. In every area you are inferior to them. But it shows you that with God's power, we are able to do more than anything. That is the idea. That is the understanding. The enemy might think that he's so powerful, he's so strong. Right? And if you don't, there's a word in English, what's this word? When somebody is so, it doesn't, when they overlook, there's a word, when they overlook somebody, underestimate, thank you. When the enemy will underestimate you, these people that are too small, I just smash them at once. So, you say, he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. That is the idea. Well, you see, it's all psychological. When you believe that, truly believe that in you, that the Holy One who is in you is stronger than anything, and is the Father of all, the Creator of all, the one that sustains all, then you have nothing, no reason to fear. Because you know it's in you and it leads you. You cannot fear. And when the one that thinks giant comes and he starts to fight, and you see, you do like, you come, so you just stay calm and watch. He make you stay calm. He make stay calm. He said, who is this? Then he himself begins to wonder. This, I say who, everybody run. But I say who? This guy just calm, then this guy, there's something I don't understand. You know, this guy is, or this woman, no, it's different. Then he himself begins to think in his head, do I attack or not? Because this guy I'm saying who is not moving an inch. When the bear charge, you know the bear in the forest, when they charge, what did they say? What was the first instruction? Do not run. Do not turn your back on the bear. That's the idea. Look, if I look terrified, do not run. Stand your ground. Make noise harder than him. It might be like a meter to you. It will stop. Look, assess. It will go back. Make noise hard. Do not turn. This is a principle of nature, and God is teaching us this understanding. The same thing in spirituality. You might think it's big, it's giant, it's powerful. Do not run. Because when you run, you defeat your enemy. Stand firm in your mind, exactly. Psychologically, stand firm, stand strong. They do go. Whew. At the end, he said, no, this one, I don't have my time, because this one, it seems as if I can see some millions of myriad of angels behind it. Let me escape my own life first. You know, like the idea, you need to understand that. Because somebody who's not running has something backing him up. You know, he has a spine. Then the enemy will think, this guy has a spine. And me, no, I don't want to die now. Let me leave him or I alone, and I'll go on my own way. The same idea. Okay? So, finally here, we can see that Adonai, therefore, perhaps Adonai has already, that is why Adonai, our God, gave consent to Moshe Rabbeinu to do what? To send the spies. so that it will be written down that the inhabitants of the land were not weak men. They were not children. They were giants. They were descendants of giants. And their fathers lives in them. And so therefore, it is by the power of God that we conquer the land. Because if it's not written, all of us will say, oh, you know, my forefather, they are so strong, they are so powerful, that's why they conquered the land. No. If they are so powerful, they could have conquered Egypt. But they couldn't do that. See, God saves you one by one, individually and collectively. The spy will come back and be on the record that the inhabitants were giants. They were very strong. The city were built up. They were not living on the trees. Because I know in some folklore that the Europeans came to Africa and were living on the trees. I want to tell them on their folklore. Right? But when the Africans were building mansions, most Europeans, I'm sorry to say, are still living in caves. 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, when mansions were building in Egypt, where mathematics were designed, where are the Europeans? The Europeans came to Africa in Alexandria to come and study at the university. It's a fact. I'm not saying it. I'm not lying. The Greeks, they came to Egypt, Alexandria, to study. The first university was in Egypt, when men of the advanced knowledge were writing things down. So we need to understand all those things. So that the Israelites, they know that these men were not living on the trees, because they will come and tell you, they'll come and tell their children, oh, it is we that conquered them. Those men, they are barbaric. You know, they don't have cities. It is we that built all the cities. For them, they don't have houses. They were living in the hole. Some Israelites will tell their children like that. But behold and lo, the Torah says something else. That they were wise men. They built cities, giant cities, fenced up, defense, you know, that you as a human being cannot conquer. But by the grace of God, you conquer it. So we need to understand the purpose of this. The good spies look out for the way to protect the Torah and its ability to control our Yetzirah and push out our Yesetor. The Torah removes our negative inclination and bring us the positive inclination. That is the idea. The Torah pushes the negative out and install the good one. To encourage a life of happiness and joy for us. Because that is what the Holy One, blessed be He, desire for His children. The life of happiness, of joy, of peace. The evil spies who create chaos look for ways to disrupt and disrupt the intention of the Torah for you. That is a plan. And if you are conscious about that, because the two good ones, they said, by the power of God, look at them. We will surely conquer. We can conquer them, because if God that lead us from Mizraim, that divide the sea, did you divide the sea? No. Did you eat the manna? Did you provide the manna for yourself? No. Did you provide the meat for yourself? No. Did you get all this gold and all this diamond by yourself? No. So if you understand that this God has performed all these things for you as a concrete evidence that you see with your two eyes, then He is able to do this one for you. That is the idea. But the bad ones, they only cause chaos, trouble. Right? They only cause destruction, nothing else. And if you have this understanding in your subconsciousness, that these are the two groups, now I'm belonging to the good side. I'm standing firm on the good side. Then anything that happens to you, you always see it from the positive perspective. And that helps you a lot. I'm telling you, when you see anything in your life in a positive way, you will fly. I'm telling you, you will have wings. You will fly. Because positive always makes you fly. You always. But when we see it in a negative way, it will drag you down. It's a weight. It will drag you down. Even though you say I can't, because in your mind you've been defeated already. And that is a danger. It's not good. But when you are always positive, God is with me. I can do it. You have this confidence in your Creator that He can do it for you. That positivity leads you no matter what. People will think that, did you take drugs? It's not drugs. No. You are not taking cocaine. No. It's just God-given confidence, but it's there in you. When David was facing Goliath, people might be laughing at him, you know. So, what did you, this morning, did you take 2 kilograms of cocaine that you want to go? Are you in your state of mind, in your normal state of mind? Can't you see that this is the son of the Nephilim, right? Notice that these are the descendants of the giants. That you just want, maybe it's like this, and you just smash you down, and that is it. But David has this confidence. He said, he's a mere mortal, for God's sake. He has blood. He has bone. He's a mortal. He is not immortal. He's mortal. So therefore, if I can have this minute chance to strike this stone, I know it will never stand, because it's a mortal. That is it. So when you have this confidence, you see, no, don't let people deceive you. The Torah is your guide. It's down there. It's already teaching you the positive. Stand firm, stand firm. Don't be discouraged. He's standing. The Holy One, blessed be He, is standing by you and by us. So therefore, we are all spies and messenger of the Holy One, blessed be He. For the most part, we, the student of the Torah of Moshe, works for the spy agency known as the control, the good one. Although sometimes we forget and become spies of chaos. Sometimes, when people, begin to enter into the worldly philosophical outlook, right? It is easy to create chaos, and it's always difficult to control. It's always hard. But that is our challenge in life as a people. The rescue, the release, or the relief to everyone seeking out the question of how to learn. Learning. Remember I said, the guy said, Rabbi, can you teach me something? Teach me something. I want to understand your perspective. And I told him, love your neighbor as yourself. That is it. The whole things in life is about loving your neighbor as yourself. If you can love your neighbor who is created in the image of Elohim, then you love Elohim. Because Elohim you cannot see. Your neighbor you can see. And your neighbor is in the image of Elohim. It's not hard, my people. We make it hard. It's not hard. It's logical. 1 plus 1 is 1. But say, Rabbi, do you smoke? 1 plus 1 is 2. No. 1 plus 1 is 1. To God, it's 1. It's not 2. The word tells you it's 2. But God says it's 1. And I follow God. It's 1. It's always 1. Nothing different. But the 2 shall become 1. It's always 1. Understanding that basic principle that the 2 is always 1. It's always 1. So, and if you understand that you are also that part of that 1, then you have to love that 1. Because you did not fall from the sky. If you fall from the sky, there will be, okay, it's different. But if you are born as from a woman on this planet, and you have blood and bone, you are part of that 1. You are 1. So that is the principle. So, Parashat, Shlach, to send forth. God is sending us forth as His spies, one by one. So you have to understand which one are you. To do that decision yourself. It's not me. I cannot make that decision for you. But for me, I make my own decision to be part of the control, to be part of the good one, not the one that creates chaos. Shabbat shalom.